I have two kids, 10 and 14. They don't mind my being a cop, but one of my buddy's kids do. Most of their friends won't come over to the house because their dad's a cop. They get picked on, other kids stay away. And it was his choice to be a cop, not theirs. But he can't imagine doing anything else. He loves the job, and it's not because of the pay. I was born and grew up in Windham. I went to school like all the other kids. Didn't have a lot to do with police growing up, but I remember in Scouts we had some game wardens come in and talk. And my family's been volunteer firemen in the town for over 60 years. I'm a supervisor, a sergeant, so I'm responsible for my team's safety when we're on our shift. I like being a leader. I've had my share of tough situations. One guy threatened to slit everybody from belly button to throat. I drew my gun and almost had to shoot him, but that's always a last resort. First, you try to keep everyone safe, including the person who's doing the hurting. This is all pretty close to home for a lot of young people. They have to deal with tough times every day. I've gone to schools to answer questions. They ask me why I didn't shoot the bad guy in the leg instead of the head or the heart. And I explain, depending on how old they are, this is why an officer shoots center mass, so on. How we have to stop somebody before they hurt somebody else. How we can't afford to try to aim for a leg and miss, because then it could be too late. I also let them know that when we get a call, we have no idea what we'll be facing. More than half the time, we get completely wrong information about what's going on. We have to be prepared for anything. That's our job, to deal with it all. But pretty much every time, we're walking in blind. Something none of us ever forget is that every call we go on, there's always a gun present, our gun. And that changes the math. We can't afford to lose a fight. If we lose a fight, we've turned the gun over to the bad guy. We still need justification to use physical force in any situation. We just can't go around kicking in doors, but we can't afford to lose, ever. The hardest thing ever happened to me, other than my fellow officers dying, is that I was accused of something several years ago. I ended up in court and was found guilty of something I didn't do. After that, something went out inside of me. I didn't want to do anything. I was so mad, so furious, I just did my job. Shut up and did my job. It was like something inside me died. I didn't talk to anyone about it. I just did my job. That lasted for about 3 years. I just didn't care. Inside, I was furious and felt betrayed, but on top of that, I just felt numb. You give all you have in a job like this. You have to think fast. You have to act fast. People's lives are at stake. And to think I got blamed for something I didn't do. That cut me deep. I guess time made a difference. They say time heals all wounds, but I don't know about that. There's no other job like it. There's no off-duty. At church, we notice the exits in case something goes wrong. Shopping with our family at the mall, we see people we've arrested. At home, our neighbors see us as cops first, neighbors second. And on our good days, our bad days, our doing okay days, we go out and try our best to serve and protect. We get it wrong sometimes, but we get to try. And if you call, we'll come, no matter what. That's what we do.